to honor this special day and give our thanks to each and every one of you, we have decided that we will be conducting a Black Swan deep dive. Now, for every one of you who have been following our journey since day one, you know that the first video, the first song that we ever heard or watched of BTS, is the first piece of content.
Yeah. Wild.
Was their Black Swan music video back in 2022.
Crazy, man.
So it's been over 2 years, nearly 3 years, Jared.
Nearly 3. It's been 2.5.
Yeah. Back at the time, we only watched the music video.
Yeah.
And we read an article. And then I believe later on, I think it was in 2023, we watched a Bangtan bomb of them reacting to the music video.
Yes.
But other than that, we haven't done our deep dive, man. So It's well past due. And Army, we hope you enjoy it today. So how we doing this? We rewatching the music video?
I think we have to, man.
It's been a while.
Yeah, that's customary.
Okay.
And then we'll dive into the lyrics.
Yeah. For the first time ever. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
And if you remember, this song has a very powerful meaning.
I do remember.
Yeah.
Let's watch this music video, or rewatch it, or rewatch it, because to celebrate our Army-versary back in 2023, we watched our reaction to Black Swan, Jared, if you remember.
I lose track, Jordan.
So this will be our third time watching this music video in total. Let's jump back in, everybody. This is BTS Black Swan. Here we go. Let's go. Wow, Black Swan, man.
Oh, do your thing, BTS.
시간이 멈춘도 돼. Oh, that'll be my first day. I'm in nowhere's afraid of. 지금 나를 더 못 두는다면 내가 숨을 더 떨리게 못한다면 어쩜 이렇게 한번 죽겠지 아마. But if the moment's right now, right now. 귓가에 느린 심장 소리만 bum bum bum. 벗어난 해도 그 입속으로 점점점. 어떤 노래 또 와닿지 못해. 소리 없는 소리 질러. 모든 빛이 침묵하는 바다에 길 잃은 내 발목을 또 잡아 어떤 소리도 들리지 않아 Killing me now, killing me now. Do you hear me? 홀린 듯 천천히 가라앉아 나 몸부림쳐 봐도 사방이 바닥나 모든 순간들이 영원히 돼 Feeling me now, feeling me now. Do you hear me?
Oh.
그냥 뛰고 go deeper. 자꾸 초점을 잃어. 이제 너와 좀 싫어. 차라리 내 맘 녹아게. 내가 뛰어들어갈게. 가장 깊은 곳에서 나는 날 봤어. 천천히 난 눈을 떠. 여기 나의 작업실 내 스튜디오. 파도 깜깜하게 나를 스쳐줘. 절대 흘러가지 않을 거야 다시 또 inside. I said myself. 귓가에 빠른 심장 소리만 bum bum bum. 두 눈을 뜨고 나의 숲으로 점점점. 내 삼킬 순 없어. 힘껏 내 소리 질러. 모든 빛을 침묵하는 바닥에 길 잃은 내 발목을 또 잡아 어떤 소리도 들리지 않아.
Just ad-libs.
Yeah.
Killing me now, killing me now. Do you hear me? 홀린 듯 천천히 가라앉아 나 몸부림쳐 봐도 사방이 바닥나 모든 순간들이 영원히 돼 Feeling me now, feeling me now. Do you hear me?
not over.
Oh, I forget. Just as beautiful, majestic, and graceful as I remember.
Yeah, we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. We have no idea. BTS. Okay, guys, this is our first time ever reacting to BTS. We don't know what to expect, but let's watch it.
Right.
And we get hit with this.
Yeah.
BTS in 2020, Jared. 6 years, damn near 7 years after their debut.
Yeah.
We had no idea.
I now know why this is like a good starter song for ARMYs.
Why?
Because it has everything. It's the full package.
Yeah.
Right? It's mesmerizing.
Yeah.
It hooks you. It hooks you. It literally grabs you and brings you down inside the rabbit hole. And that's exactly what happened to us, Jordan. I mean, just mesmerizing on every level. Sonically, right? You hear both the vocal line, the best of the vocal line, the best of the rap line, this unbelievable choreography.
Yeah.
The grace, the light-footedness, the message, the elegance, the grandeur.
Yeah.
This is BTS.
Yeah, this was unlike anything we had ever seen before.
Right.
Ever. I think when we first listened to it, the last thing we were expecting was to get hit with rappers dancing like this.
Yeah.
Like, wait, in what world is this even possible?
Right.
It's like before you watch something like this, you see life one way.
Exactly.
You see life through a black and white lens. You watch this, it adds a bit of color to your life.
Right. The only dancing I ever saw from rappers was Millie Rock.
Or you,
Yeah.
Soldier Boy,
Lean back. Yeah.
yeah. Ooh, crisp, man. I feel like the more you listen to any song, really, but the more you listen to this song, the more you hear ad libs that you never heard before.
Yeah.
I was hearing all types of ad libs. Obviously, their dancing is next level. Jimin especially.
Oh yeah.
And his connection with this type of dance.
Oh yeah.
His solo dance. It was just like, you can't look away.
Right. In the moment he flops out his wings.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right.
Can't say enough good things about this, man.
Is it that time?
It's that time. For the first time ever. That's wild.
Crazy.
That is wild.
Let's do it.
But it is indeed time, everybody. Let's head over to Dual Set and check out these lyrics.
So, according to Dual Set, Black Swan was produced by P-Dog.
Of course.
Written by P-Dog, RM, August Rigo, Vince Nantes, and Clyde Kelly. All right. And there says a Spotify storyline. The song lends voice to the band's darkest fears. The music they do will one day cease to touch or move them. Yet every time they come face to face with this black swan within themselves, they hear voices calling out from deep within their hearts and are stricken with the realization that music is all they have. This track is a confession of an artist who has truly learned what music means to himself. Love it.
Yeah,
Love
our minds were blown when
Yeah.
we learned a bit about the message
Yeah.
after listening to it for the first time.
Yeah.
And this next paragraph about the Martha Graham quote,
Yep.
we did look into that.
All right. It says translation of the press release, technically speaking, translation of the description of the single on Korean streaming sites. Okay. In Black Swan, BTS steps into the deep inner side of the self and faces the shadow it has been hiding as an artist. It is the confession of BTS as an artist who grew up to a global superstar. A dancer dies twice. Once when they stop dancing, and this first death is the more painful. Martha Graham. And we did look into that, right?
Yep.
Black Swan is created with dancer Martha Graham's quote as a motif. like a dancer faces their first death when they stop dancing, the track contains the fear of the moment where BTS is no longer able to perform on the stage as an artist. Through Black Swan, the members of BTS express that as they continue to do music more and more, they will face their first death as well if the music fails to touch their hearts or to make them excited. Ugh. That is so painful even to think about.
That's why Martha Graham says the first death is the more painful one, Drew.
Yeah. But every time such a moment happens, I hear another voice of mine from deep inside. I face the Black Swan in me. And ironically, I come to a realization that music is the only thing I have.
Oh.
Through the mature, self-reflecting lyrics, BTS conveys its confession as an artist who learned what music means to self.
It's everything. Music is everything to these guys.
Yeah.
So much so. They love it so much that they're willing to face the Black Swan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Definitely top 3, top 5 most introspective BTS songs.
Oh, for sure.
All right, and the lyrics begin. Do your thing. Do your thing with me now. Do your thing. Do your thing with me now. What's my thing? What's my thing? Tell me now. Tell me now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, the heart does not beat. The heart does not beat anymore when listening to music. And the note here says, by saying this word instead of this word, Suga means to say that he heard from someone else that his heart does not beat, or 2, about someone else whose heart does not beat. This is different from him coming to a realization by himself that his heart no longer beats anymore when listening to music. Based on the following lines, I read it as one where he is told that his heart does not beat anymore. Interesting.
Explain
So
that for me.
It's coming from an outside perspective. Right? Suga's not coming to the realization himself that his heart does not beat anymore when listening to music.
Okay.
Other people are noticing.
And he's being told that.
Yeah, being told that. Trying to pull up, it feels like time has stopped. Or that would be my first death. Or, oh, that would be my first death. I've been always afraid of. If this can no longer make me cry. And it says, alternatively, it could also be interpreted as if this can no longer resonate with me. If this can no longer make my heart flutter, perhaps this will be how I die once. And we get that Martha Graham quote again. But what if that moment's right now?
Oh.
Right now.
They couched that line in such a, like an appealing sound. But what if that moment's right now, right now?
Bum, bum, bum.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It almost sounds like they're talking about something good.
Right.
But what if that moment right now, right now? But really they're talking about what if my death is right now.
Right. The tone of what we're hearing is so optimistic,
Yeah.
yet the meaning is so painful.
Yeah.
Almost the exact opposite. The lyrics continue. In my ears are only slow heartbeats. Bum, bum, bum. I try to escape, but into the maw. Jump,
Jump, jump, jump.
What is maw?
I don't know what maw is.
I'm gonna look that up.
Let's look it up. Maybe we can get a definition right here.
It says maw, the jaws or throat of a voracious animal. A gigantic wolfhound with a fearful gaping maw.
So I try to escape, but into the maw,
Oh my.
into the mouth
Yeah.
of the beast.
Wow, I've never heard that term before.
I heard mama and papa.
All right. No song can reach me anymore. I
Oh.
cry out a silent cry. See, where all light sinks into silence. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the note here says, in C, a hidden track on Love Yourself Her, BTS sings about how the sea it has dreamed of is actually another desert.
Yeah.
Sinking to the bottom of the sea with no light, they face their shadow. Yeah. All right.
I'm so glad we listened to this song.
Yeah.
New video November, day one, everybody. If you haven't watched our reaction.
That was day one?
That was day one. See.
Literally feels like an eternity ago.
Really? It feels like it was yesterday for me.
Wow. All right. The lyrics continue. It again seizes my ankle that lost the path. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Another song.
All right. The note says Path is another hidden track of their discography, Too Cool for School, BTS's debut single album, where they talk about their path as artists at the outset of their career. In Black Swan, it is the fear of losing the pure passion and love for music that makes them feel lost in the first half of the song, and stand back up again in the second half of the song. It might be a far stretch to link sea and path, as the words sea and path are not particularly uncommon, but given that they are hidden tracks, and that here in Black Swan, BTS talks about their hidden shadow, I think it's cool to think about the connection. Very interesting.
Oh, I love this analysis.
Yeah.
See, this is why dual set is great.
Yeah.
Because, Jared, in no world would we ever pull this meaning and make this connection.
Right.
The hidden tracks and the hidden shadow
Yeah.
that they're talking about.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I wonder if BTS has ever come across dual set.
They have to have.
Right. And just looked at some of this interpretation of their lyrics.
Yeah. I would imagine they
Yeah.
have.
All right. You want to take over from here?
All right, where'd you leave off? Right here?
Yep.
Okay, so they say, no sound can reach me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Killing me now. Killing me now. Do you hear me? Yeah.
Ah.
Again, it's killing me.
Yeah.
It's killing me, but it sounds so good. As if I'm bewitched, I slowly sink down. Nah, nah, nah. Though I try struggling, I'm at the bottom of the sea. Nah, nah. A more literal translation would be, though I try struggling, the surrounding is the bottom/floor. Okay. Every moment becomes eternity. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Feeling me? So they're not saying feeling me now.
Yeah.
They're saying film it now. I noticed that in the subtitles of the music
Yeah.
video.
Yeah, there's a note here as well.
Okay. They have a song titled Film Out.
Film Out,
I don't know
yeah.
if there's a connection here, but so they write, every moment, even the moment where they struggle at the bottom of the sea, becomes eternity because it is filmed.
It's forever on record. Right? Their worst moment, their first death. It's all being filmed.
And you can't escape it.
Right.
This reminded me of the scene where people were holding their phones up to take pictures of Sugar in Interlude Shadow and concept photos, S version of Love Yourself Answer. Wow.
Wow.
Again, this would have gone right over our heads, Jared.
Yeah.
I thought they were saying, feeling me now, do you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
This whole entire time.
Yeah.
They're saying, film it now, do you hear me? Yeah. That is crazy, man. All right. Do your thing. Do your thing with me now. Do your thing. Do your thing with me now. What's my thing? What's my thing? Tell me now. Tell me now. Yeah, 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 yeah. Then we have a note here that says the below verse signals the transition to the second part of the song. In the art film, the main dancer finally escapes the cage surrounded by lasers by the end of this verse that ends with, at the deepest, I saw myself. So I believe we will be checking out the art film
Yeah.
in the video in Army Gold, everybody. So they're saying the main dancer escapes the cage surrounded by lasers. Okay. Deeper. Yeah, I think I'm going deeper. I keep losing focus. Now let go of me. I hate this. I'd rather go on my own feet. I'll jump into it. At the deepest, I saw myself. I love this line. Now let go of me, I hate this. I'd rather go on my own feet.
Yeah.
Slowly, I open my eyes. This is my workroom, my studio. Even if harsh waves brush against me in the darkness, I will never get dragged away again.
Ooh.
Inside, I saw myself.
Oh. That's very powerful right there.
Yeah.
Like just that imagery.
Yeah.
Waking up, slowly opening your eyes, very hazy. Where am I? I'm in my workroom.
Yeah.
I'm in
Feels
my
familiar.
studio.
Very familiar.
I ain't never getting dragged away from here again.
Yeah.
And my mind goes to when we just watched Jin and J-Hope in the dance studio doing the little challenge for Running Wild, right? And just like what a beautiful moment that was.
Yeah.
Not to say that they experienced this type of death that
Right.
the lyrics are talking about, but they went to the military and now they're back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a good reference. My mind goes to what we just saw in U-Quiz, where they talked about how they had conversations about breaking up.
Yeah.
And what that must have felt like.
Yeah.
Right? We don't know the exact reasons. Hopefully we'll learn about that. But it could have been arguments between members. It could have been maybe a member or two are starting to feel burnout or loss of love, which we do know that they felt.
Yep.
From the song Blue and Gray. But to hear them in this song in 2020 say, this is my workroom, my studio. Even if harsh waves brush against me in the darkness, I will never get dragged away again.
Yeah.
Ever. That's powerful, like you said.
Oh, yeah.
Inside, I saw myself. All right. And then they have a couple long notes here. The first one reads, notice how the below verse contrasts with a previous verse. In my ears are only slow heartbeats. Bump, bump, bump. I try to escape, but into the maw. Jump, jump, jump. No song can reach me anymore. I cry out a silent cry. All right, so they're telling us, notice how the below verses contrast with those verses.
Yeah.
All right, so it says, in my ears are only fast heartbeats instead of slow.
Yeah.
Bump, bump, bump. With my eyes open into the forest instead of the maw.
Yeah.
Jump, jump, jump. And then the long note here says, in Butterfly, my Kafka on the shore, please don't go to the forest over there. In Fake Love, a forest of just us. You were not there. I forgot the route that I came along. And it says, in Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami, RM is a known fan of Murakami. The forest is a kind of labyrinth that represents the understanding of the self. Once he feared going into the forest, Butterfly, then he got lost in the forest. Fake Love. This also became the moment for him to realize that it's all him, that it's all himself. You equals I. And now he is jumping into the forest with the conviction that nothing can swallow him.
Come on now. Come on.
I'm jumping
Yep.
into it now.
Yep. So the lyrics continue, nothing can swallow me. And it says in the last Sugar song,
Yes, sir.
the lyrics go, the greed that used to be my weapon now swallows me, ruins me, and puts a leash around my neck. Oh. And then in Interlude Shadow, people say, in that bright light, it's splendor, but my shadow rather grows even bigger, swallows me and becomes a monster.
Yeah.
I remember these two lines really sticking out when we did deep dives into those songs.
Yeah.
I cry out with all my strength. And the note here says this is also when, in the art film, the main dancer frees himself from the other dancers who represent his shadow. Okay? So we'll try to remember that.
Yeah.
I cry out with all my strength when the main dancer frees himself from the other dancers who represent his shadow. See where all light sinks into silence. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It again seizes my ankle that lost the path. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No sound can reach me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Killing me now, do you hear me? Yeah. As if I'm bewitched, I slowly sink down. Nah, nah, nah. Though I try struggling, I'm at the bottom of the sea.
Nah, nah.
Every moment becomes eternity. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Feeling me
now.
Feel me now.
I'm gonna keep saying it like feeling me.
Yeah.
Feeling me now. Feeling me now. Do you hear me? Yeah. Do your thing. Do your thing with me now. Do your thing. Do your thing with me now. What's my thing? What's my thing? Tell me now. Tell me now. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Woo. And then the final note reads, at the end of the art film, the shadow, the 6 dancers in black costumes that had the main dancer confined in the first half transforms itself into a force that sets the dancer free by pushing him to the sky and helping him fly. The dancer becomes a black swan, having made its shadow into its wings. Going back to the message of the lyrics, I believe that this represents that it is only after experiencing the fear of losing the love for music, facing the shadow as an artist, and taking control of the shadow, that the artist can realize the depth of his love, his or her, love for music and stand up again.
That's it.
Preach, preacher.
That's right there. That's the perfect analysis in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow. Taking control of that shadow. Right? It's not like we're just victims who have no power.
Yep.
Right? We can take control of this shadow. Wow.
Yeah. And first, you have to face it.
Yep.
If you don't face it, you'll never take control of it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this analysis. Jared, Dual Set is serious about this stuff, man. You know how many times we've relied on them for analysis and deeper understanding? We need to meet them.
Right.
We need to talk to them. I believe that this represents that it is only after experiencing the fear of losing the love for music. So, okay, that's one thing. You're experiencing that.
Yep.
That's a horrible pain. A first death, in a sense, as Martha Graham says. Next, if you face the shadow as an artist, I can only imagine how difficult that is, and take control of the shadow, that's another layer of depth and difficulty, Jared. That's like level 100. Only then can you realize the depth of your love for music and stand up again. So essentially, BTS, each and every member, from what we've witnessed over the years, has endured a 12-round heavyweight boxing fight, and they are still standing.
Right.
Each and every one of them.
Or to use another analogy, it's not a death sentence. Right? You're going to get parole.
Damn.
You just got to take control of it. You got to face it. You got to do your time.
But does the judge have the final say?
Well, in this case, you do.
Is Army the judge?
You're your own judge.
Army are the co-defendants. We are in this Bangtan thing with them. You kidding me?
And the antis are the prosecutors.
Oh no, they're not even the prosecutors. They're the protesters outside. Jared.
Gotcha.
They don't even get in the courthouse. Wow.
All right.
Oh.
You want to see how it's broken down? We have an explanation video.
Yeah, I want to check that out. And I also want to check out this art film.
Oh, yes.
And we may have to go back to Dual Set to use it as reference.
Yeah.
All right, let's watch this Bookish Theories explanation for the music video, brother.
Let's go.
Here we go, everybody.
Break it down.
Hello and welcome back to Bookish Theories. In today's video, I would like to talk about BTS's Black Swan surprise music video, focusing on a little breakdown and analysis of the MV while I try not to get distracted by the visuals. Since I already did 2 videos about Black Swan, if you want to know more about the lyrics, the choreography...
Oh, shoot, Jared.
The James Corden?
The James Corden and the art film. breakdown.
Oh, wow.
There's too much content for this song.
Way too much.
All right, maybe we can get to these at a later date.
Yeah.
All right.
And the
Is
symbolism.
that Will
they
Smith?
used
Hold
in-
up. I love how they edited that.
I wonder if this was created pre-slap.
What's the date on this? 4 years ago.
Yes, it was.
All right, here we go, everybody.
in the concept. I will leave the links in the description down below for you to check out in your own time. But for now, let's focus on the video. According to the Big Hit press release, the music video portrays the boys gradually transforming on stage from swans to black swans, as the song contains BTS's true confession as artists who understood what music really means to them. Right off the bat, this is very telling because if on the one hand the song represents the key stage of the inner journey the boys have been portraying in the album, that is them descending into themselves and confronting their own shadow, on the other, the choice of shooting the video in a theater is meant to convey the idea that they use their own art as a medium of self-discovery. This is important because even if the video shows us that a transformation is taking place, the boys are not actually transforming into anything that they aren't already. You see, in the video, the white swan and the black swan are used as a metaphor for the persona and the shadow. So much like the persona and the shadow are two parts of our identity that all of us have, the white swan and the black swan are two sides of BTS that coexist in the same individuals. This idea was obviously inspired by Carl Jung's original map of the soul, but the metaphor of the black swan representing the shadow was heavily influenced by Black Swan, which is a movie that is also referenced in the video.
Still haven't
Much
seen
like
it.
what happens to BTS throughout the Map of the Soul series, the protagonist of the movie is initially defined by the white swan persona, but as the story progresses, her art pushes her to dive deeper into herself and set the shadow free in the form of a black swan. Now, in the movie, this descent has horrible consequences, but in BTS's case, this inner journey is part of a bigger process that involves a metaphorical first death that is followed by a rebirth. This is also the focus of the On music video, but let's take a closer look at the MV to see what's going on. At the beginning, we see Jimin's white swan persona on a dark stage. Now, watching the video, Jimin is surely the member with more screen time and more things happening to him. But this transformation should be regarded as something that all of them actually share. Since Black Swan deals with an inner journey that is approached from the perspective of an artist, all of them are portraying the same metaphor, the same individual, the same process, and the same experience. In the song, their shadow takes on the form of their greatest fear, that is them losing passion for the very thing that defined them up to that point. So in this context, 1 is 7 and 7 is 1. This is also confirmed by the fact that even if Jimin starts to dance by himself, the video immediately cuts to the 7 of them continuing the same choreography. This right here is BTS's persona. They are the perfect white swans doing their thing. But if you look closely, their outfits already show the signs that their shadow is coming through.
Yeah, look at the shadow.
Even if they're dressed in white, all of them have some black details that foreshadow the inner struggle at the core of the song. And sure enough, when Yoongi takes the stage, his shadow is unleashed. Now, the setting here is an important aspect to consider. The video was shot in the Los Angeles Theater in downtown LA, and even if this place is
Pause real quick. You know they held, a couple months ago, they held an event here. It was either something related to Black Swan, or it may have been BTS's debut back in June, like where they held a party here.
I think I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, we didn't end up going, but
Yeah.
definitely want to visit this place someday.
Yeah. Legendary, especially that staircase. Right?
Yeah.
was shot in the Los Angeles Theater in downtown LA, and even if this place is incredible, this choice was not only made for aesthetic purposes. You see, in his theories, Jung said that the theater could be used as a metaphor for the dream. The theater here represents the inner place where the dreamer is the scene, the actor, the audience, the author, and the critic. So if we follow this analogy, Black Swan depicts the unconscious part of ourselves that comes to the surface when we dream. And if we go back and take a look at Boy With Love, this actually makes sense. Back then, the boys were outside of the theater because it was
Oh
all
my
about the
gosh.
persona, and the persona is all about the external aspects of our personality. Now it's all about the shadow, so we're seeing the inside of the theater because the boys here are going inside of themselves. This is something that was also foreshadowed in Lights, because in that video we actually got inside of the theater, but the
Right.
boys played a part of the audience and saw their persona on screen.
Oh my gosh.
We just got to this in new video November, and we were wondering.
Yeah. Map of the Soul is going to blow our minds.
Yeah,
Let's just put it that way.
I think it is.
We thought songs like Blood, Sweat, and Tears and Fake Love blew our minds. Jordan, Map of the Soul is going to take us down. Deep, deep down.
and then up, way, way up.
That's
and,
all.
And make us face ourselves.
There you
Literally.
go. There you go. That's
What?
going to be a journey.
Jared, what?
Yeah.
The persona is them in the white suits. That's the external aspects of their personality.
Yeah.
In the Boy With Love, was it? Boy With Love music video, they're dancing outside of the theater.
Yeah.
External. In this music video, they're dancing in the theater because they're dealing with the shadow. That's the internal aspects of their character and what
And-
makes them them.
And
their
in
passion.
Lights, they're in the theater watching themselves on screen.
Watching their persona.
Personas.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Inception has nothing on BTS's discography, Jared. What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Theater,
my
but the boys
gosh.
played a part of the audience and saw their persona on screen. Even if the lyrics already hinted at the idea that their shadow was taking a toll on them and that they wanted to face it, the focus was still on the light. In that video, every time they tried to reach for the light, time stopped like it does in the lyrics of Black Swan. And this is because back then, they were still running away from the shadow and putting all their attention on the persona they saw on screen. Their persona is what connects them to ARMY, what made them become your light, but Black Swan removes the filter of the screen, thus showing us the conflict that is taking place inside of them.
Yeah.
This is what the boys here are physically on stage. The video is showing us a gradual descent into their unconscious, so even if in the first half the persona is still performing on stage, as the video progresses the shadow becomes more and more independent and their transformation more and more obvious. In Suga's scene, for instance, the shadow is confined to the stage, which implies that their art is not only what defines them the most, but also the first thing that is affected by the shadow. Since they identify so much in what they do, their fear first appears on stage. But as we see in RM and V scenes, as time goes on, their shadow becomes bigger and bigger and starts taking over even outside of their workplace. Halfway through the video, we are so deep inside of them that the white swans completely disappear and Jimin actually grows wings. This could be a representation of their first death, that is, the shadow taking over and showing itself in its original form. And even if at first glance this seems like a bad sign, in reality it is far from it, because they need to experience this first death in order to be born again as new individuals. Bear in mind, Jimin's wings are very similar to Taehyung's ones back in the Wings era. And this is because, according to the producers, back then the wings imagery was used to symbolize conflict, temptation, and growth. Them transforming into black swans implies a metaphorical journey to the underworld of their unconscious and the temporary empowerment of the shadow.
Oh
But this
my.
process is necessary because they have to face the shadow in order to accept it.
Temporary
The point here
empowerment.
is not to fight the shadow, but to recognize it as a part of them in
I
order
love
to
that.
bring.
I'm writing that down. I like that. The point is not to fight the shadow. You know, that's everything inside of us wants to fight that shadow.
Yeah.
That's not the point. But to recognize it as a part of yourself. That's a gem.
Balance in their identity. This is why Jimin's transformation takes place right before J-Hope's verse. Hobie's lines here
J-Hope's
are
what?
probably the one that takes
Transformation.
place right before J-Hope's verse.
Oh, his verse.
Hobie's lines here are probably the most important ones because they basically explain what we see in the video. The deeper they go, the harder it gets. But in the deepest part of themselves, they see themselves, which is the black swan shadow that hides behind the mask of the white swan persona. In the video, when Hobie says that he sees himself, he actually points at Yoongi. And this is because, as I mentioned earlier, all of them are playing different parts of the same person. This is something that we also saw in Fake Love, for instance, and back then the song foreshadowed the same process that we are seeing in Black Swan. In Fake Love, the focus was on them over-identifying with the persona and transforming into something that they no longer recognize. And when Hobie pointed at JK, which again symbolizes himself, he admitted that he didn't know who that person was. Now it's different because the boys are finally accepting the shadow as a part of them. So when Yoongi says that he wakes up in the studio and that he saw himself inside of himself, in the video we see that his shadow is back to normal. This shows us that
I just want to read this real quick. It says he's dreaming when he says, "I open my eyes." This whole creation is essentially subjective, and the dream is the theater, where the dreamer is at once scene actor, prompter, stage manager, author, audience, and critic. Okay, I open my eyes. He's dreaming. Okay.
In the video, we see that his shadow is back to normal. This shows us that the only way to overcome your shadow is to accept it as a part of yourself. Because as we see in Jin's scene, the shadow will always be a reflection of the person that you are. The shadow is inside of you whether you look for it or you ignore it. But if you make the effort to confront it, then you can learn to accept it and move on, which is exactly what we see happen right at the end. After we see Hobie's shadow going back into the depths of himself, Jungkook and his corset move on as his own shadow disappears. This implies that their inner journey was successful and that they are ready to be born again. And this idea may also be confirmed by the fact that the movement of the shadow shrinking is very similar to JK crouching back in Fake Love.
Oh my
In that scene, this gesture is followed by a rebirth that we literally witness when looking at the shadow. So this possible connection implies that in order to be born again as new individuals, we have to acknowledge the shadow as part of ourselves. So that's it from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please think about liking and subscribing. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Anytime we get done watching a Bookish Theories explanation video, I feel like nothing I say will be adequate.
Same. Yeah.
Anything stick out to you from this video, Jar?
Just internal reflection. You know, I completely agree. Like, Jared, there's no more analysis we can add to this. Bookish Theories nailed it.
Yeah.
But the word that we came across a long time ago, intertextuality, is ever present in Black Swan. I'm talking, Jared, like at least 5 to 10 songs that they're pulling from. We have Interlude Shadow. We have On, Fake Love, Lights. Any others that you caught?
Path C.
Path and Seas. So, like, that's astonishing.
Yeah.
We say it a lot, but to pull from that many songs in one song in music video is astonishing. And then just the overall idea of accepting the shadow, acknowledging and accepting your own shadow.
Yeah.
It's one of the hardest things we have to do in this life. And I know they're talking about the shadow being, you know, loss of passion for music, or, you know, losing the dream they once had. the feelings they once felt. But this is making me think about all types of shadows that we carry on a daily basis. Some we confront, others we choose not to. It's not going away. So I love this concept of persona, shadow, external world, internal world. This is the reason BTS hooked us.
Yeah.
The first ever time we came across them.
Right.
This is the reason. What'd you take away, man?
Yeah, a song like this, a piece of art like this, in some ways, this is BTS's magnum opus, right? We call On that, but in some ways, this is it. You just mentioned all of those songs that contain, or that were used here, the intertextuality.
Yeah.
Right? There is so much going on. This song speaks to us in a way that few songs on this earth speak to us, because it goes directly to that thing inside of us that we don't want to confront.
Yeah.
All of us as human beings. This makes us confront that. Right? And like, we've heard stories of our patrons, of other people who this song really, really hit them because they were dancers. Right? They experienced first deaths themselves.
Yeah.
This is an unbelievable song, unbelievable message, and one of the most powerful pieces of art that I've ever consumed.
Yeah, pieces of art.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And then just two more quick things. Bookish Theories mentioned how they're portraying the same individual.
Yeah.
The same process. And I've never heard it put this way, but I love it. 1 is 7, 7 is 1.
Yeah.
Oh. And then, as I already mentioned, the point is not to fight the shadow, but to recognize it as a part of yourself. That's the key. That's the key. That's the key. That's how you rebirth. That's how you progress after that first death.
Yeah.
Right? If you try to fight the shadow, that can last a lifetime.
Right.
Right? And you'll never be able to rebirth. You'll be stuck.
Shoot, you won't even get to the death.
Yeah, exactly. You'll just be spending decades fighting that shadow.
Right. Sort of like they did in Lights, right? Like they're just looking for the light.
Yeah.
Just trying to stay away from the shadow.
Yeah. And I just thought of people out there who have a dream, but are scared to fully jump to do that dream.
Yeah.
Right? They may have a job or other commitments that are pulling them away. In a way, that's fighting the shadow.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You can't fight it.
You can't.
Yeah, this song can be interpreted many different ways in my mind.
I think you're right about that. Oh, Army. It's time to go deeper and deeper because there's too much content left for this song. So we're going to head over to Army Gold. As we mentioned, we have a couple music video shooting sketches, some Bangtan bombs, dance practices. But I think it's only right to start by watching that art film journey.
That's right.
So that's what we're going to go do, everybody. Come and join us. We'll see you over there. Leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. Thanks for watching.
Yes. Army, we love you so freaking much. Do not forget, be kind.
And keep an open mind.
Peace.
자꾸 초점을 잃어 이제 너 좀 싫어 차라리 내 맘 녹아게 내가 뛰어들어갈게